Welcome to Data Pencil. Hello everyone, welcome back to our SQL plus AI course. I hope you all are doing good. So before we move ahead, a quick reminder for those who are new to this channel. If you want to join this course is completely free and after completion you will earn your certificate. So to join this course, you can simply WhatsApp us on the number shown on the screen. You can also join our WhatsApp channel that you are seeing here. So all important updates, announcements and batch related information are shared there regularly. Okay, please make sure to subscribe our YouTube channel Data Pencil as well, because we update everything there also. If you are active on LinkedIn, you can also follow Kalyani Bhatnagar and Data Pencil. I regularly post SQL based polls there which help you practice and sharpen your SQL thinking on a daily basis. Okay, so now let's begin with our module 5. Till now we learned how to fetch write data using select and where clause, right? But fetching data is not enough. When we enter in company, managers don't ask show me all data. They ask show me top 5. Okay, they ask show me the highest salary. They may ask show the latest record. So it means we have to sort this data. We have to limit this data. The output result, we have to limit it. Sometimes we have to give the ranking also. Okay, so now let's see everything one by one. This session will be so interesting, very interesting. So just listen carefully like a story. Okay, we have this table which is employees table. Okay, in this table you can see it is written employee ID, means we have employee ID column, we have a name column, we have city column, department and the salary column, right? And your manager is asking that show this data, okay, show this data in ascending order based on salary, means the salary should be in ascending order. He want to see such table where salary is in ascending order. Okay, how can you convert this table in ascending order based on this salary? So this thing is called sorting. This thing is called sorting. So how can we sort our data? We can sort our data in ascending order or descending order by using order by. So if we want to see this whole table in ascending order based on the salary, we will simply write select all from employees order by salary. Okay, order by salary, and after salary we can write ascending or we can write descending, DESC. If we haven't write anything, okay, if we haven't write anything means if it is simply like this, it means by default it is in ascending order, correct? So to sort the data in ascending or descending manner, we will use order by. Basically, the order should be in either ascending or descending. If it is empty here, we haven't mentioned anything, then by default it will be considered as ascending order, right? Now, if you want to see the salary in descending order, so you will simply write order by salary, descending, DESC, correct? Okay. Now you want to sort this name. This time your manager want to see this data, okay, based on the name written in alphabetical order. A should come at first, B second, like we see in the dictionary. Okay, your manager wants this thing. It means he wants you to sort this column. He wants you to sort this column in ascending manner. In alphabets, ascending means moving from A to Z. Okay, in alphabets, ascending means moving from A to Z and descending means moving from Z to A. right? So how can we sort this table in ascending order based on name? So we will simply write, select all columns from employee, order by name. Okay, we want to sort it in ascending order, so let's leave it as it is. No need to mention anything. By default, your result will be in ascending order. Correct? If you want to see this in descending manner, you want to see the Z name first, okay, then you will have to write here DESC, descending order. Fine, okay. Now another case, in this case your manager is saying you have to sort using multiple columns. So how will you sort it using multiple columns? Firstly, see what I am talking this multiple column. So the multiple column means, suppose let's choose these two columns, department and salary. Means we want to sort our data based on department and salary. We want to see the department in ascending order and we want to see the salary in descending order, right? How can we do it and what is the process, inside process? So see, we will definitely write something like this, order by department, okay, comma, salary, descending. Order by department, nothing, it means it is an ascending, and salary means it is descending. So what is happening behind the scene? The SQL will firstly sort this column, sort this department column. How? Firstly, it will arrange all the IT department columns, rows, okay. Then after that, it will put the finance rows. Then after that, HR rows. Now we can see our it is sorted based on the department. Now we can see it is sorted based on the department, right? It is sorted based on the department. Now it's time to sort it based on the salary. So firstly, it will take the IT column, okay, IT rows, all IT rows. The first one, salaries, is 45, then it is 60, and then it is 70. Now these three salaries will get sorted only, okay. Now these three salaries will get sorted. So in descending manner means, firstly it will write the 70,000, then it will write 60,000, then the last one 45,000, okay. Now IT department is completed. Now it's time to move to finance department. Finance department, only one entry, so it will write 48,000. If there are 2 or 3 entries, then it will be arranged in descending order. Now move to HR department. In HR department, we have 52,000 and the 40,000, and we have to sort it in descending manner. So firstly, it will be 52,000. Then after that, the last one, 40,000. Okay. So by this way, we have sorted our department in ascending manner and salary in descending manner. And the rest of the corresponding columns will appear as it is. Okay. The employee ID, 70,000's employee ID is 5. Here it will be 5. Okay. Whatever be the city will be here. Right. I hope it's clear. So if we have to sort the multiple columns, then it will firstly sort the first column. Firstly sort the first column, right? Then after that, it will sort the second column. First column is sorted, IT, then finance, then HR. So now it's a turn of IT department only. Firstly, IT department salaries will get sorted in descending manner. Then finance department's employees' salary will get sorted in descending manner. Then HR employees' salaries will get sorted in descending manner. I hope it's clear. Okay. Now suppose you want to see limited rows only. Okay, whatever be the requirement, whatever be the condition, according to that condition, you want limited row result. You just want to see, suppose, 2 rows only, or top 2 rows. So to see the top 2 rows, okay, to see the top 2 rows, firstly you will sort your table in ascending manner. Okay, you want to see top 2 salaried employees. Top 2 salaried employees. So to see the top 2, firstly you have to arrange it in ascending manner, right? Then only 70,000 will appear at the first row. Then this 60,000 will appear once you will arrange it in ascending manner. Now how will you see top 2? It means there are several rows, you want to see only these 2 rows. So for that you will impose limit, that I want to see only 2 rows. 2 rows from the start. Okay, 2 rows, and these 2 rows is from the start. Now let's see how we will write it. So for that we will write select star from employees, okay, from employees, order by salary. Okay, write nothing, it means you are ordering it in ascending manner. Then write limit 2. Okay, so once you will do it, it means you have the result, your new table, where the salary is 70,001 rows and the 60,001 rows will be here. Okay, fine. Now suppose you want to skip 2 rows. Okay, you want to skip the top 2 rows, you want to see the remaining data. Okay, remaining 3 rows you want to see. So how will you do? How you can skip the top rows? Any number it can be. You can skip top 1 row, top 2 row, top 3 row. So for that we use offset. Okay, offset means we are skipping top 2 rows. We are skipping the first 2 rows. So how will you skip these 2 rows? The first 2 rows you will simply write select star from employee, okay, from employee limit 3, means I want to see the 3 rows only, and offset also, offset 2. Just skip these 2 rows. Okay, just skip these 2 rows, as I have imposed offset 2, means these 2 rows will be skipped. Now apply this limit 3, means now show the 3 rows only, the first 3 rows. Correct? Offset simply skip the rows which are written at the first. If you are wanting to offset 2 rows, then it will skip top 2 rows, first 2 rows. If you want to skip, if you have written offset 3, then it will skip first 3 rows. If you have written offset 4, it will skip first 4 rows, and the remaining data it will show you. It will be more clear when we will do the practical part. Okay, so nothing to worry. I know it is a new thing for all of you, so you might feel that it is a bit difficult, but it is not. Once we will move to MySQL Workbench and we will see it in a practical way, it will be definitely, you will definitely find it easy. Now, we have already discussed the distinct part. Distinct means we want to see the unique values only. Suppose if we are talking about the department, if we have imposed the distinct on department, right? If we have written distinct department, it means we will see the unique values only. So in our result window, we will see IT, we will see HR, finance. Okay, it means we have total 3 departments. We will not see these things in repeating manner, right? It gives us the unique value. If we have written distinct city, then in the result window, we will simply see Delhi, Mumbai, Pune. This is it. It means we have total 3 cities. The repeating one will be vanished. Okay, now you have this distinct thing, right? Or if you don't have distinct thing, you have only city or only department. Okay, only salary, suppose, only department, only employee ID, only name. And you want to count the rows. How many cities are here? How many names are here? How many employee IDs are here? So basically you want to count it. How can you count? How can you count? It will be a large data. So to count the rows, we use a function which comes under aggregate part, and we call all such functions aggregate functions. So now it's time to see what are the aggregate functions and how they are useful for us. Okay, fine. So we will see the aggregate functions one by one, where the first one is the count. In using this count function, we will simply count our rows. Fine. So count function does what? It count the rows. Now the way of writing this count function is like this: count this. Okay. If we have written here inside this parenthesis, if we have written star, okay, if we have written star, it means we are saying to count all rows. All rows means all rows including null values, right? If we are not writing star, if we mention any column name, suppose we have mentioned here city inside this parenthesis, if we mention the column name, then what will happen? Then it will count only those rows where there is no null value. Means it will count all such rows where city is not null. If suppose here it is written null, then if we will use this count function, then the answer will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. If we are using count star, then the answer will be 3, 3, 6. Correct. So star means include null values, and if we have mentioned any column here, it means exclude the null values. Exclude the null values. Okay. Now this is the first function called count function. In aggregate functions, the first function is the count function. The second one is sum function. What this sum function does? So sum means it will add all the values. Sum means when we want the total value, suppose total amount, total salary, total expense, then we will use sum function. If we write sum of salary column, then the result will be something which will come after adding all the salaries, that those 70,000, 60,000, after adding all those salaries, whatever be the result, it will be our result after applying this sum function. Okay. Now here adds will automatically ignore the null values because it is not possible to add the null value. So it automatically ignores the null value, right? The second one is, the third one is average. If we want the average of salary, then we will simply use average salary. Okay, we will, what will be the proper code? The full code will be select average of salary from employees table. This is it. By using this, the output window will give us the average salary. Okay. Now suppose you want to see the average of the salary department wise. Okay, it means what? It means you want to see the department wise average salary. What is the average salary of IT department? Okay, what is the average salary of this IT department only? So IT department salary average will be what? 45,000 plus 60,000 plus 70,000 divided by 3. The answer will be the average salary of IT department. Okay, the average salary of HR department. It means we are grouping the things. We are grouping the things. Firstly, we want the average of IT department. Then we want the average of HR department. Then we want the average of finance department. Okay, so what we did here, we made the groups. We made the groups of IT, groups of HR, group of finance. Okay, group of IT, group of HR, group of finance. It means there is one term called group by. Group by. Okay. See very carefully here. I want to see the average salary department wise. Average salary department wise. I want to see the average salary department wise. How can we find it? So for that we will write select. Okay, department wise. So we want department name as well as salary column. These two columns we want. So we will write select department column. What else? Salary column. But this salary should be average. So we will write here average. So select department column, comma, average of salary. Okay. Now we will write here our from employees part. Correct. After that we will mention this group by thing, that we want this thing in groups. So we will write here group by. Group by what? Group by department. So this will be our code. Okay. I hope it is clear. If you are still in doubt, then nothing to worry. Once we move ahead, all doubts will be clear. Okay. I will explain this group by thing again. Don't worry. So for now, we have to understand that we are doing aggregate functions. We are studying about aggregate functions. In aggregate functions, what we do? We simply count the rows. We find out the sum of the columns of values. We find out the sum. Okay, sum of the values. We find out the average. Right? If we want to see this average or see this sum for specific groups, for IT departments only, for HR departments only, or for Delhi city only, we want it for specific groups, if then we will use group by. Now the next aggregate function is minimum. Okay, so what this min function? We write it min, min. What is this? It will give the minimum value. Suppose we want to apply this min function on this column, on salary column. So the result will be whatever is the minimum value, which is 40,000. It will be our result. How we will write it? We will write select. Okay, select min salary from employees. So the output will be what? Output will be only this 40,000. Another one is max function. Max function gives what? It will give the maximum value. If we are writing select max salary, so the output will be this one, the maximum salary. Okay, now, so how many aggregate functions we have seen? We have seen count function, sum function, average function, minimum, and the max function. Now one important thing, guys, that among these 5 functions, this count function, this min function and this max function will be applicable for texts column as well. If we write min name, it means the name that appears first in the dictionary. Okay, so here what was that name? It is Aman. So if we write min name, the output result will be Aman. If we write max name, then the output will be Riya. No, it is Sonal. Okay. For same for the count function. If we want to count the name, then it will simply count and give the result. But the sum and the average will not work for this text column, because it is not possible to find out the sum here. It is not possible to find out the average here. Alright, fine. Now let's see what we have discussed so far. So we have seen how can we sort our data in ascending manner and descending manner. For that we have to use order by, right? Then we have seen how can we limit our data. If we want to see the first 2 rows only, we want to see first 3 rows only, for such cases we will have to use limit function. If we want to see top 2 rows or bottom 2 rows, means the highest 2 or lowest 2, for such things we will have to use the order by along with the limit. Firstly, we have to arrange it either in ascending or descending as per the requirement, then we will apply limit. After that, we have seen the aggregate functions. So we have seen 5 aggregate functions: count, sum, average, minimum function and the maximum function. Okay, easy guys. Now quickly open your MySQL workbench and it's time to do practical work. So yesterday we have made the employee table. We will work on the same table. No need to insert the data again and again. So we will work on this table where we have, here we have total 5 rows. Okay, one null value city. So first of all, we will write the name of database that we want to use. So I have stored this table in company DB. You can write here whatever your database name. So let's write company DB. Okay, run it. Here you will see at the third place that now we are in our company DB. Now here you will see we had our table which is employees table. We will use the same table this time as well. No need to insert again and again. So our first requirement is to get all employees sorted by salary and the highest salary should come at first. It means we want to arrange or we want to sort our data in descending manner. Only then the highest will come at first, right? So how we will write? We will write select all because we want to see all data, all employees data. There is no foundation of column. We will write here select all columns. Okay. From which table? From employees table. To sort the data, what we have to use? We have to use order by, because we want to see the data in descending manner. So order by salary. This column we want in descending manner. Then descending DESC. This is it. Now let's run it. So here you have data where salary is in descending manner. Highest first. So highest salary is at first here. Okay. Now the second requirement is your manager wants to see the top 3 highest paid employees. Okay, first it is saying highest paid, means again we have to, paid means what? The salary thing. Okay, so highest means we have to arrange it again in descending order. All right. And it is also saying top 3, means they are limiting the rows. They want only 3 rows, top 3 rows. So for top 3 rows, we have to write select, okay, all columns from employees table, right? From employees table. Now we have to impose order by on salary column. It should be in descending and limit it to 3 rows only. This is it. Now when we will run it, we will have our top 3 highest, we will have our top 3 paid employees, highest paid employees, right? The salary is 60,000, 55,000, 52,000. Okay. Now the third requirement is what? Now your manager is saying show employees sorted by department first, then salary, descending manner. So firstly they want to sort by the department and then they want the salary in descending manner. So how we can do it? So we will write select all from employees table, right? We want to firstly sort this department. So order by department. And they want this department also in descending manner. Right? So we will write here descending, comma. Now sort the salary in descending manner. Okay. Now see what is the result. So here you will see firstly our departments are sorted in descending manner, means the IT is at first, okay, the finance is at last. Then within this IT department, whatever be the highest salary is at top and the lowest one is at bottom. Then is in this department, HR department, within this HR department, the salary is sorted in descending manner. Okay, so by this way we can sort the multiple columns. Firstly, the first column will be sorted and then accordingly the second column will be sorted. Now Now, your manager is basically very hardworking. Okay, he has more requirements. So he wants to show unique cities where employees belong. He want to see only unique cities. Okay, how can you show the unique cities? So for that you will write select. What you have to select? Cities. What you have to select? Cities. He want to see the cities only, right? So you will select the city, but he want the unique city. So whenever there is a talk of uniqueness, we will put distinct. Okay, so distinct city. Now from employees table. And when you will run it, you can easily show the result to your manager that, sir, we have Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, these unique cities we have. Okay, now another query. Now he is asking to show second highest salary employee. He want to see second highest salary employee. Okay. How can you show him the second highest salary employee? Or how can you show her the second highest salary employee? So firstly you will gather all the columns. So you will write select all. Okay. Then you have to select your table. So from employees table. Then what you will do? Then you will arrange it in descending manner because it is about highest salary. So you will write order by which column? Salary column. Which manner? Descending manner. Now she wants to see second highest. So what will happen? You will have to impose offset 1. Okay, and second highest, so you have to impose limit also, limit 1, offset 1. Right? It means it will skip the first row. The top one will be skipped. Only second highest will be shown. Right? So now let's run it. And here, okay, employees. So here we have second highest salary employed and she is Sonali from the HR department. Okay. Now your manager is asking the total number of employees. So your task is to find the total number of employees. How will you give the result? The total number of employees. For the total number, what we should use? We should use aggregate function. Should we use sum function? Total number of employees. If we will use sum function, then on which column we will impose that sum function? On which column we will impose that sum function? If we will impose it on employee ID, the result will be 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, we cannot impose it on name. We cannot impose it on city. On salary, if we will impose, then it will be the sum of the salary. So to count the total number of employees, we have to count these rows. First, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have total 5 rows. It means we have simply counted the rows. So to count the rows, we have a function called count function. Okay, now see how we have to write it. We will write select count, and in this count all asterisk we will write, means count all rows. Doesn't matter it is null or not null, doesn't matter, just count all rows. With the count, this star means all rows. With the select, okay, with the select, this star means all columns. I hope it's clear. With the select, star means all columns, but with the count, this star means all rows. So count all rows. Now from employees table, and when we will run it, we will have our total employees, which is 5. Okay. Now your manager is saying find the average salary of employees. Now how can you find the average salary? It means your manager wants to see only salary column. Okay, he wants to see the salary column. So what you will write? You will write select salary, but not normal salary. It should be average. So we will use average function, average salary, right? From employees table, and when we will run it, we will have our average salary 52,000. Okay. Now your manager is saying find total salary expense of the company. What is the expense? Total expense in salary. Being an owner, we have to consider the salary as expense, right? Suppose I am the owner of Data Pencil and I have to give the salary to my employees, then that salary I will count as expense. It is an expense for me, right? I am not earning anything, I am giving it, so it is an expense for me. So to find the total salary expense, what we will have to write? So I have suppose 5 employees. What I will do? I will simply add all these salaries. This is the salary expense for me, correct? So we simply have to use the sum function here. We will write select sum of salary column and from employees. This is what we want to know. Now let's run it. Some error code. What mistake I did? Okay, here I gave the space. Now run again. So this is our total salary. This is the expenditure on salary, okay, of the company. Now your manager wants to find the highest and lowest salary. Okay, now tell me how you can do it. How you will find the highest salary and the lowest salary? So for the highest we have max function, for the lowest we have min function. We will write select min of salary and max of salary. From which table? From employees table, correct? Now when we will run it, we have minimum salary and the maximum salary. All right. Now your manager is very hardworking, as I told. So he wants more. He wants to now see the department wise employee count. He is asking to show department wise average salary. So how can you show department wise average salary? Y is written here, right? Department wise means we have to break it in the groups of, departments. We have to make different group of departments. Then average salary. So for grouping, we will use what we will use? We will use group by. Okay. So let's write select. What we have to select? We have to select the department. What else? We have to select the average salary. So we will write here average salary. From which table? From employees table. Okay. And we want this average for groups. So these groups should be department wise. So we want the data department wise. Now let's run it. Here you have average salary department wise. So IT department's average salary is this. HR's department average salary is this. Finance department average salary is this. Okay. Now, if they say that you have to find department wise employee count. Okay. Show the department wise employee count. So how can we count the employee? We can simply write count all. This is the way by which we can count the employees, but we want department wise. So to find out department wise, we will use the group by department. This is it, right? And rest the formalities, let's write. So select and write department, comma, count all, and group by department from employees table. Okay, what we want to see? We want to see department wise employee count. Means we want the result where there will be a department column and there is the employee count column. So we will select department and we will use this count function. Now let's run it. And here we have department and the count of employees. IT have 2 employees, HR have 2 employees, finance have 1 employee. Okay. Now let's see some questions that will be helpful in interview as well, and we can revise our content too. So our first question is, what is the difference between count all and count column? Okay, what is the difference? So count all means, so this means it will count all rows in the table, including the rows with null values, right? And count column, it will count only those rows where the column has a value and it skips null's value, right? The another one is why order by is important. Okay, the importance of order by in SQL. So order by, why it is important? Because SQL doesn't guarantee the order of data by default. Okay, it doesn't guarantee the order of data by default. If we want data in ascending or descending order, especially for reports or top end results, we must use order by. Okay, now interviewer might ask, why should limit be used with order by? So your answer will be, we use limit. If we use the limit without order by, then what will happen? SQL can return any random rows. Okay, to get the meaningful result, like if we want top 5 or highest value, limit should always be used with order by. Okay. Then what is the importance of distinct in SQL? What does distinct do in SQL? So distinct, what it does? It removes duplicate rows from the result set. It works on the full row or combination of columns, not on each column separately. Okay. Now, the next is, why do we use group by in SQL? So we use group by when we want to apply aggregate functions, right? When we want to apply aggregate functions like count, sum or average on groups of data. Okay, on groups of data, like we did just department wise totals. Okay, or we want the city wise counts. For such cases, we have to use group by. This is also a very good question. What happens if we use select without where? Okay, you know the things, but sometimes it takes time to frame the answer. So that's why I am taking all these questions and I will try to arrange a such set of questions at the end, right? So if we use select without where, what will happen? SQL will return only rows from the table. Means all rows from the table, whether it's useful or not. It will return all rows. So we use where to avoid the unnecessary data, right? Now, one very important question, can we use where with aggregate functions like average or sum? So this thing I will explain in coming module in a very detailed way. So for now, you need to understand whenever we are using aggregate function, okay, then after using the aggregate function, if there is a need to filter, like show the columns where average salary is greater than 50,000. This is a further filtration, right? For such cases, for the filtration purpose, instead of using where, we use having. What is having? We will discuss it tomorrow. But for now, just understand that with the aggregate functions, we don't use where. Okay? With the aggregate functions, we don't use where. Now, one more very important question. What is the difference between count star and select star? So basically, count is used to count the rows and select is used to read the data. Okay, here count star means it will return the number of rows, how many rows are here, while select star returns the actual data rows, means select star is for viewing the whole data. Okay, now come back to the questions that you will have to answer. So your question 1, you have to answer this in comment section in your own words. So question 1 is, a manager asks for top 5 customers. Which 2 clauses must always be used together? Okay. The second question is, what is the use of offset in real applications? Right. So you will have to give the answers. Now guys, I want to give the tip from my side that, and I'm speaking it from my personal experience. If it will be helpful for you, then I feel good. So whenever you feel stuck while learning something new, anything new, then what you can do is simply pause yourself and give yourself a break for few hours, or even a day is also fine. After that, go back and allot 15 minutes or 20 minutes to yourself. Okay, focus fully on that concept. I am telling this because we are living in the mental illness era. Okay, there are so many mental problems we are dealing with. Somebody is dealing with personal issues, somebody is dealing with parents issues, somebody is dealing with office issues. So there are several things that come in between and make us feel stuck. But we have to deal with them. What we can do, we can just allot 15 minutes for us. Okay, 15 minutes or 20 minutes for us only, for myself only, and focus fully on that particular thing that we are trying to understand. So what you can do, if you are learning suppose from a video, if you are learning from this data pencil video, you can re-watch it. If you are learning from any book, you can reread that book again, that particular chapter again, but this time with full excitement, with just positivity. Okay, then what you will see that things that you hadn't understood earlier, those things you now easier for you, and you are now understanding those things. Now you will feel, okay, it is easy for me. Still, if you are not getting things after rereading, after rewatching, still if you are not getting things, then what you can do, just leave that part for now. Just leave that part. Suppose you are not understanding a particular concept, just leave it here. Give a break and make this break a bigger break. It can be 2 day, 3 day. Then come back after some time. After some days, when you will come back, I can guarantee that 95% chances are there that you will understand it. Okay, so once you come back and once you start learning that thing, you will see that now things are more clear. This is 100% a sure trial method done by me. So why I'm saying this, because in earlier times when we didn't have ChatGPT and we had only one source, which is book, okay, which was book. We are human, it is our brain. What happens when things are totally new to our brain denies it and says, no, I am not getting in, so I will not understand it. Okay, and it will try to make you stop there. But when we come next time, okay, when we come next time and when we try to go back to the same page, firstly our brain is already now familiar with the page, the text, the images. So your brain's energy is not wasted in figuring out what this text is about, what the image is about. Now your brain is trying to focus only on the concept. And when your brain's focus is on the concept, it will grasp more understanding. Okay, so things will be definitely much clearer for you. So whenever you are feeling stuck and you think I can't do it, it is completely fine. It is very normal to feel like this, but give yourself a pause and then come back again with more positivity. And for this particular SQL or Python or such technical things, practice is very necessary, guys. Okay, only watching, rewatching will not work. It will not help you to get your dream job. You will have to practice the things. Okay, so after rewatching, what you will have to do, you will have to implement what you have learned. Once you start implementing, you will face difficulties sometimes, but for that I am here, my team is here. If you haven't enrolled for doubt support, you can enroll for it. The charges are very less, guys, and there will be a dedicated trainer who will give you time on WhatsApp, obviously because they are working. It is not possible for them to pick calls, and but on WhatsApp it is very easy to clear doubts as well, right? So after clearing your doubts, you can immediately continue your practice, and I am providing the best content that I can. You can take help from other sources as well. There are several websites, but I will suggest that at the initial stage, when you are a beginner and learning new things, don't rush. Don't rush behind too many materials. Just focus on one material only. This is a very golden tip. Focus on one material at a time. Once you learn from that completely, then pick another data set. After that, what you can do, you can choose any other website, start practicing different projects. At the end, getting a job is fine, but before that, our main goal is what? Our main goal should be practice as many as projects you can. Okay, and when you finally get a call and you are sitting in front of the interviewer, everything will come, like so naturally. So this was the tip I want to share. I hope it will be helpful for you. So this is it for today's modules, guys. So see you tomorrow with our next module, and take care, keep practicing. Bye bye.